Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are currently... Oh, that's a bit laggy. Okay, there we go. This was the first time I'd gone into this view in this recording session, so I guess it just had to load in. Seems to be working fine now. Fantastic. However, we are landing this base core on the moon for a contract, and we're landing it near-ish our control station. It doesn't have to be super near, but somewhere kinda close is where I'd like to put it, so that we have additional seismic readings. And we did, of course, wait until our base was in the light. It was back over here when we first arrived. I orbited around a few times before I started this episode. Let's go ahead and drop down to... right about here? Right about here. I like this. That looks decent. Let's go into radar altitude. And I'm just going to orient for this braking burn. We have plenty of fuel in the tank. Our second stage here is going to be primarily responsible for our brake, although we'll be able to do a little bit of our descent with it. But we still have about 2 minutes until that maneuver node. We're going to be overshooting this a little bit, but that's perfectly fine. So let's just go ahead and warp forward here. Going to warp forward a little faster. 1 minute. 30 seconds. Okay, I'm going to bring it down a little bit again. Verkle survived somehow over there. Oh, hey, Verkle, you're back. We tried this before and it didn't go so well for you, did it? Well, it'll go better. Oh, I should have been burning already. Burn time of 40 seconds. I didn't even look at that. That's okay. I'm sure we're not going to land in the middle of a crater or anything. Super awkward like that. As we're probably going to land in the middle of a crater. Or something super awkward like that. Okay, just going to try to adjust us to keep us in the maneuver node. I'm going to go into surface mode. Okay. Where are we ending? That's actually not bad. I think that's pretty good. All things considered. We can basically stop anywhere we like. So I'm going to expend the remainder of our fuel here in this stage, simply, as I try to kill our physics here, simply pushing our maneuver node to be straight up and down. I want the retrograde node to be right here. So that way, we know that we have killed basically all of our horizontal velocity. We'll be coming down basically right here, in between these two craters, which is fine. So let's just go ahead and position here for right now. It looks like we are still a little off, so I'm going to push the node a little bit further. That looks pretty good, for now anyway. And we have 2 meters per second left here. I'm just going to burn that. And we'll ditch that. I'm also going to go ahead and decouple these. They're not going to escape. But instead, they're going to come back and impact. That was an interesting direction for that to go. I'll take it. Okay, let's go ahead and burn a bit here, because we are coming down pretty quick. Yeah, we definitely needed to start burning. So far so good though. No seismic data? Did we already get all the seismic data here? Or are we too far away? Not sure, but this is actually a pretty good suicide burn, it looks like. By sheer accident. Okay, it's a little bit late. Or rather, a little bit early on the suicide burn, but I'd rather it be early than late, if I'm honest. Okay, let's continue decelerating a little bit here. There's our shadow. 3 meters per second. Gonna continue decelerating ever so gently. 2 meters per second. No, just stay on stability assist, please. Don't be chasing that retrograde node right now. So we're drifting a little bit here. But I think that's perfectly fine. Let's just let it descend. Perfect. I can't help but notice that the solar panels were destroyed when we decoupled the okay. The solar panels here were destroyed when we decoupled the nose cones. That's fine. That's not a mission ender. In the slightest, in fact. So, Verkle, you are going to be staying here. And we're going to head back to the Space Center quick. And we're just going to check into a couple of things before we launch our next launch. So, volcanic rock from where? Eve. Okay, from Eve. Science data from surface of Minmus. That's super easy. Extract ore from Minmus and deliver it to Kerbal. We are going to be building a craft to do this from the moon, and we already have ore on Minmus, or the ability to get it, so we'll accept this as well. Otherwise, I need to check the moon stuff here. So 450 units of fresh ore from the moon. And then we need to deliver 750 from Minmus, as well as 450 from the moon. Okay. Well, there's also the science data from the surface of Minmus, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. We'll hop into the tracking station, and we'll just head to our Minmus base, which I really do need to rename. I think, well, everything has been named after the flea so far. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and rename this right now. And this is going to be, if I can find the cockpit here. There we go. Let's see, how do we rename it? Here it is. So we don't want it to be a plane, we want it to be a base. And I'm going to name this Locust Base, because I'm naming everything after really, really bad bottlenecks. And it's wonderful. So we have plenty of ore here. Are we full on all of our fuel? Yes. We're full on everything, currently. Except for some monopropellant. I suppose we could make some monopropellant. There we go. We're now making monopropellant to fill that up. And what we were going to do is we were going to go ahead and grab a crew report and then just transmit that. And there's our contract complete. We'll hop back to the Space Center now, and we need to send a mining module, like this guy here, over to the moon and hook it up with our base. Now, it's going to be a little bit more challenging because there's a bunch of craters and stuff around that we don't have to deal with for Minmus. So that's going to be exciting, to be sure. And then after we get this there, then we're going to need a craft that can go autonomously, but carry back at least one Kerbal. And can carry back at least 750 units of ore. And then can re-enter. That's gonna be a thing. Quite the thing, in fact. So, first things first, let's go ahead and get the mining module. Okay, this is probably massively overkill. But we need to make sure that these solar panels make it intact. Because we are going to have power issues. In fact, I may want to add a pair of Gigantors just to make up for the fact that our base currently has no actual power of its own. The power did not make it, so we'll place this right here. As well as, oh my, I didn't mean to grab the whole thing. As well as right here. We'll just snap it in. About like that. And that should work just fine. The Gigantors should give us plenty of power, I hope. Let's go ahead and save this. It does bear noting that the Gigantors are probably going to need to be retracted as we're landing. And I'm not sure if they can retract or not. So I'm just going to launch this. I can't remember if Gigantors can retract. I'm going to launch this, deploy the Gigantors here, try to retract them, and if it doesn't work, then I'm just going to revert to launch, and then just launch. Because that way I'll know. And we're also going to delay our gravity turn quite late. So let's see here, Gigantor. Extend. Can you retract? Yeah, you can retract. Fantastic. Okay. SAS on, throttle up. We're just going to be on stability assist for right now. And up we go. Really could use a bigger fairing for this. But we don't have a bigger fairing, so it is what it is. We'll just have to delay our gravity turn. Gonna be waiting until our apoapsis is 70 kilometers to even begin the gravity turn. Oof, we are drifting. I'm not pressing anything, but it's because of the Gigantors, actually. No. Our weight is offset because of the Gigantors. Yikes. Okay, yep. That is 100% because of the Gigantors. I'm going to revert that. I'm comfortable with that. That was a... We'll go ahead and call that a test launch. And over on this side, we're going to put another pair of Gigantors. Just to balance this in terms of weight. Gonna need to be about there. We'll snap it into place in a moment. Like that. Okay, and you know what? I really don't think with these Gigantors here, they're gonna be blocking these little guys. We might as well just remove these. Like so. Oh, not that one. There we go. That was a radiator, not a solar panel. Otherwise, this appears to be fine. Okay, let's double check our center of mass, make sure that isn't going to happen again. Yeah, that looks pretty central. Okay, fantastic. Let's go. As usual, if it loads. There we go. Okay, off we go. And this time, we shouldn't start pitching backwards. I wouldn't have minded it if we were pitching downrange a little bit, as long as it didn't result in flipping. But I had the Gigantors back here, which is the exact opposite side they should have been on. if we wanted to prevent, or if we wanted to pitch downrange. So our current apoapsis is about 10 kilometers. And we are going fast. I'm going to throttle down going through max Q here. We are losing attitude control. Oh my. Okay, I should not have throttled down going through max Q, but we're fine. I think. No, we just don't have any pitch control because this tumbling is happening too early in the flight. So let's go ahead and revert that back to launch. I don't need to change anything here. And I'm getting this thing into orbit this episode. I realize we're going a little over, but kind of salty about this now. Okay, let's go. I'm not throttling down going through max Q this time. It's just that with all of this exposed stuff, our aerodynamics are really wacky. And I'm well aware of that. Okay, we are approaching max Q. And we will be passing through it momentarily. We were pitching back range a little bit there. SAS got it under control. Apoapsis of 20 kilometers currently. We have some pretty hefty pitching going on. However, we are through max Q. Apoapsis of 40 kilometers. SAS got it completely under control. Fantastic. Apoapsis of 60 kilometers. 70 kilometers. I'm pitching downrange. Okay, we need to stabilize. Oh, that's why we needed to stabilize, but it just wasn't stabilizing. Okay. Again, the vehicle is fine. I'm just messing up. However, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to do that, and next episode, we're getting this thing into orbit. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you all next time.